earlier this week, you were talking about moving forward just from times of the COVID times right now, coaching is going to change. And I mean, college coaching already wasn't just coaching wrestling already. You had to fundraise, talk to donors, talk to administration, and do a lot of other things. But in your opinion, as a head coach moving forward, what are some of the things you're gearing your mind up for, or you're preparing to change maybe different habits that you have, whether it's relationship based with your athletes and other people involved in the program, or it's just different things that you're going to have to change moving forward?
Man, it's a great question. It's a loaded question, right? Because you can go in so many different areas here. Things have already changed. I can tell you now in this spring, it's the first time in 25 years I haven't coached wrestling or been in the room every day. And you use this time to jump levels and get better with your athletes. But I honestly could say this. It's the first time since I've been at Rutgers, right? 13 years that um, we've spent so much time with our incoming guys developing relationships with these Zoom calls. So that's been great. We've never had meetings with our incoming guys. They're on meetings with our current guys. We've never had those type of meetings. It was wrestle, worry about finals, wrestle, worry about finals, wrestle, worry about university nationals, wrestle, worry about Vegas, right? It was just go, go, go. And now we've tackled so many issues. We talked so much. We've done so much more academically because it was all online. So maybe that's the way you go going forward. Maybe there's more of those meetings where you're really, really locked in. I mean, we've talked everything about team success, what that looks like, uh, talking about heroes and your role models and responsibilities to a program from the staff on down. So all that stuff's been great. From a recruiting standpoint, I think it's been great. Same type of stuff and really getting to know the guys. You know, you get on a Zoom call with one recruit and four coaches. That's, I don't know, that could be intimidating. And as long as they orchestrate the call, you could have your strength. You could have everybody on there. So that's been great. It's been, you just develop so many more relationships compared to a 3 hour visit to campus, right? So relationship building is going to have to be incredible. Uh, staying on point with your administration, your athletic directors, your sports administrator, Carly, really everybody. Now more than ever, Donnie and I were on a call with Dr. Bouchard, who has given us a whole new look what this looks like when we come back from a testing standpoint. I can tell you this, and our fans, Rutgers athletics will probably be ahead of the game, right? Because heck, we made the test. We could spit in the test tube and get it back in 48 hours and do it again 2 days later. And so we're a little bit ahead of the game there. But what does that look like going forward? What are your practices like? How many people do you have in the locker room? When you break a practice, some guys like to stay, which helps. Some guys like to get out of there because they got to go. Can't have a loaded locker room anywhere. So all that stuff starts to changes. And then the biggest thing, right, with this, and I'll just speak on COVID, is you get sick and you don't know you're sick and you test positive, you're out 2 weeks. Can you imagine for a wrestler in the middle of January? Boom, 2 weeks, right? And then if you show signs of it and you're really like hurting, you're asymptomatic, now it's a month. So picture you going through your national title run and you got to sit out a month because you tested positive. You're not feeling good. So everything changes, man. Everything changes. And from a coaching standpoint, there's got to be incredible relationships and trust with your guys. They got to be responsible enough to tell you, I don't feel good. And you got to be, it ain't like, it doesn't matter. Fight through it. We need to go. You
Yeah.
know, it's got to be like, all right, man, you need some time. Get the heck out of here and stay away. And that's all you can do.
Yeah. And the last like 5 to 10 years has set us up for that kind of thing because the athlete has changed a lot in the last 5, 10 years in general. But just from what you said off that, I remember going back to my freshman year, looking at the seniors and being a little intimidated, like in the locker room and things like that, and just wanted to make a good impression on them. And uh, like you're saying, being in those conversations with the coaches early on, like sometimes when you're a freshman and the coach tells you to come to his office, you feel like you're going to the principal's office. So it's like that intro that you guys are getting to have, breaking the ice with these freshmen, and even with the probably older guys, I'm sure they feel a lot closer than maybe they felt a year ago or 6 months before this. And they're probably able to express a lot more because they kind of probably feel safe behind the screen, whether it be instead of being face to face. So I'm sure you're getting a lot more honest feedback from your athletes, and it could only be healthier for our program and a better future for Rutgers.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. You're right. There's been a lot more, at least it seems that way. Everybody's not afraid to be vulnerable and say what's bothering them, what's on their mind, what they're feeling. And then when we have these discussions, and you're on a Zoom call, so you could see the people talk, but every one of our incoming guys is on there. It's pretty cool. It's yeah, there's been a lot more open talk that we've probably, and you probably even being with, well, you always had a great relationship with the staff, so you would come in with your morning coffee and sit and talk with us because we had that relationship. And a lot of people have it, and a lot of people don't. So this has kind of forced us to forge that relationship, and it's been really good.